Welcome to the July installment of our virtual C-Dub Classics presented by Kaiser Permanente. C-Dub's Classics provides monthly health and wellness activities to Santa Cruz County residents. I'm Vince, the graphic designer and marketing coordinator for the Santa Cruz Warriors, and today we'll be showing you something a little different. I will show you how to create this graphic using very basic Photoshop techniques if you are interested in learning Photoshop or even just graphic design in general at a beginner level. So let's get started. Okay, so we are here on the Photoshop program. And in order for us to start, we need an empty canvas. So to get that, let's go right here on the left, click New File, and right here on the preset details, we want to have the width to be 1080 and the height to be 1350. We want to keep the resolution at 300 and the color mode at RGB. Don't really worry about these advanced options. Let's just keep it simple. So let's go ahead and create the canvas, and we are here with just a white background, which is exactly what we want. So in order to create graphics, obviously we would need some pictures. Luckily, we will provide in the video description the source images that I will be using for the tutorial. So to start with the graphic, let's get a background, and I have found this beautiful picture of the Santa Cruz coast. And for us to get it going, let's go ahead and get your image and just drop it right on to the program. So as soon as you drop a picture onto Photoshop, it allows you to pretty much resize however you want to size it, right? By just clicking any of these, I'd say points or dots. It allows you to freely move or scale the image as however you want. So, and it doesn't stretch it out either. So let's go ahead and for this tutorial, let's go ahead and use the image to fill up the whole canvas. So this is exactly how I want it. So once you are done, let's click right here up in the top and press OK, which is just commit on the check mark. So, and now for the graphic is very blue, very vibrant, and in order to pretty much add color onto this background, we would want to go right here onto our adjustment layers. The icon right here is on the below the layers, and we want to left click and you will get all these adjustment layers. So let's go ahead and click solid color because that's what we were looking for. So right here you're given this color spectrum where you can pretty much choose whatever color you want. It could be yellow, green, red, but for the Santa Cruz Warriors, we're going to want to go with the Santa Cruz Warriors blue. So let's go find a nice blue right here. Vibrant. Once you are done, press OK. And I wanted the blue to pretty much blend with the background because that's how the graphic shows us. In order to do that, there's this nice drop down menu right here, and it allows you to pretty much blend the layer onto the layer below. So if you click right here, you'll find all these cool effects, and really just click however you want it, or choose however blend you would want. But for the image, I say we should do linear burn. It looks a little too dark for now, but nothing will get in our way when it comes to a little bit of editing. So for now, let's keep it linear burn. This is the exact blue I kind of wanted on the background. So now to add the basketball. So let's go back to the images that we've provided, and see right here it says basketball. So go ahead and get your basketball, drag and drop it. Now the problem here is I do not want the white background into this image, and you're gonna find that a lot of images do utilize this, like having a white background, or if you just want to remove a background alone. For a very basic technique to take out, say like a solid color. Well, first of all, we're going to want to go into the layer. We're going to right click right here, and you'll given these options, and we would want to go down to rasterize layer. So let's click on that, and from here we are going to want to just select the basketball again. So there are many options to pretty much select how the basketball. You could use tools that you draw it, right? It's a little messy, and that's not exactly what we want, but right here we're going to find the tool called the magic wand tool. If you do not see this magic wand tool, it's probably right here it probably looks like the object selection tool. So in order to get this menu, just click on the tool, hold left, hold, click, and click on Magic Wand tool. And let's go ahead and select the white background. And now that the white background, and you see how everything's selected with solid color except the basketball, and that's exactly what we wanted. So to completely remove the background, let's go ahead and press delete on your keyboard. And there we go. In order to deselect the background, you would want to go on your keyboard and press Command D or Control D. So now that we have the basketball on the graphic, however, I do want the basketball to blend with the blue as well, right? And pretty much basic laws of layers, right? Whatever's on top, right, will blend, and whatever's behind is behind. That's as basic as it gets. So if you go to the basketball, right, we would want it to go in the blue. So if you place your layers, say if you put the basketball behind the background, obviously it's not going to show because the whole background is going to be, the whole background filled the whole canvas, so it's going to be covering the basketball. So let's get the basketball and drag it in between the background and the color. So, however, it's a little too dark for the for my taste at least. You can't really see the basketball, so let's kind of blend it again into the background and have the blue back blend pretty much both pictures on itself too. So let's go back to this drop down menu and pretty much play around with this. See, as you can see, it gets more visible the more you play with the blending options. So I'm thinking we could do, say, a hard mix, right? But let's do 50% as well, right? Just so it's more subtle. And to be honest, I'm not really going for this blue, or not really feeling the blue. You know, you could definitely go for something a little lighter for you to see the basketball a little better. And I don't like how this leaf is kind of showing. So let's go back to the background layer, and you're gonna want to go up here, edit free transform, or Control D, Command D. Okay, and it just allows us to move the image again how we were in the beginning. So I'm liking the way it is, but again, I wanted the basketball to kind of look like the sunset. So let's go back to the basketball. Let's go to edit free transform again, or Command D, Control D. Let's move it a little higher so you can definitely see the lines of the ball. And again, I kind of want to make it as a sunset. So right here, you can go to the eraser tool. We'll click on eraser, and right here on the top left, you can change the settings, and we want to make sure the size is at 400 and the hardness is at 5%. Right? If you're at 100%, it's going to be a very flat erase, and it does not look the best. So we want to give it a little feather. And let's make the hardness 5%. And for that, it allows us to kind of blend a little better. So go ahead and erase the contents, but keep some of the ball, make it look like that. And I think that's okay. That's great. So now let's add the big C-Dubs basketball text. So in order to do that, simple, just go right here on the tool menu again. Let's go to horizontal type tool. Click anywhere on the canvas, but make sure you're on the very top layer. What allows us to do is that when you click on type, it will create a new text layer above the layer that you click, and I want C-Dubs basketball to show pretty much above everything. So again, horizontal type tool, and let's say all caps C-Dubs basketball. Well, it doesn't show. To fix that, it's very tiny, as you can see. So in order to do that, let's go ahead and edit free transform again, and let's bump up the size a lot. There we go. You can pick, and let's kind of center it right here in the middle. Let's make it 2 lines as well. Right, so you can pick any font you want, really. That's the beauty of Photoshop, is just open canvas, exactly like art. But for me, I'm going to go for Mango grotesque. Bold. So press OK. I want it to be bigger. Again, edit free transform, Command T, Command D, or Command T, Control D, and let's size it as big as we can. Maybe to this height. Yeah, that's okay too. So to change the color, very simple. Highlight your text, right? And right here on the top, you'll be prompted with that color picker again. So to make it white, just pick all the way to the white. Right. So here we are. See, it was basketball. We're getting there. On the picture, it shows that basketball is in yellow, and luckily on Photoshop, it's very easy to really highlight any of the text you wanted to change the color to, just by highlight and click on that color picker again, and it'll change the color, even though the other text that you didn't select will also will not be changed color. So let's go to yellow, the second color of Santa Cruz Warriors. I like that, so let's press OK. Now let's press the check mark again. So essentially, you pretty much already have everything we need. We just need our logo. So again, back to our source, and let's grab the Santa Cruz Warriors logo right here and click. All right. Very similar to what we've done before. Let's go ahead and size it as, say, to a good decent size. I think this is okay. Yeah, definitely. And let's just move it right here in the middle. And there you go. It's essentially the same graphic that I have showed you in the beginning. The point of this whole tutorial was to really give a crash course on very basic techniques that you could use when you want to start Photoshop. I have showed you how to use text, how to change the color of the text, how to blend colors or really blend any images. I have showed you how to use the eraser tool, I showed you how to select an image and delete the background. But another technique I could actually show you is right here. Give a little more is layer styles. So let's go right here in Santa Cruz Warriors logo, or the C-Dubs basketball, and say we want to make this text pop a little more. So we can go right here on the layer style, blending options, and you'll have all these different, say, effects. Again, and let's do a drop shadow. So then you'll be given this layer style window, and really just play however you want with it. Let's make this a little smaller. So you can make it however visible you want, the distance of the shadow, spread. You can even give it a glow if you want. As you could tell, it glows a little bit, which, I mean, I like it a lot. You know, you could change the color of the glow to make it white. And let's keep that drop shadow as well. So it's really just play it to your eyes, whatever you think. Like, beauty of graphic design is just to really, you know, create your own, you know. So yeah, I think that's okay. Right here, let's drop that in opacity a little bit. Okay, so again, this whole crash course was to really just emphasize the possibilities you could do with Photoshop with just very basic techniques. A lot of techniques that I've shown you, or pretty much I use those, say, 100 times per graphic every time I work. So very simple. Feel free to just rewind back into the tutorial if you got lost or anything, or just if you need a little refresher. But yeah, there we go. C-Dubs basketball graphic poster.
So that is it for this month's C-Dubs Classics powered by Kaiser Permanente. I hope I was able to teach you a thing or two on the basics of Photoshop. The Santa Cruz Warriors have virtual activities and classics every last Monday of the month. So for more information, please visit santacruzbasketball/classics. Thanks, and happy designing.